Hey y'all, so today I wanted to give an update about how my software engineering gig has been going. It's been great, but first we need to go get some coffee. So let's hop in the car and get some. So we're gonna go get some coffee from Panera because it's free and they have some good outdoor seating, and you know, the light's not that bad right now. So I figured it would be a good idea to go get some right now. So the fun fact is I already drank 1 cup of coffee and we're gonna go get another one right now because I am a loser and drink so much cups of coffee that I need to get one from Panera also. And the main reason we're having I'm doing Panera coffee instead of, you know, something else, because today, you'll find out the recording date, August 24th, is the first day of pumpkin at Starbucks, but we're not gonna get that yet. I usually wait for the wife to get home before I do that. On top of that, I have the Panera coffee subscription, so like I pay $8.99 a month, and then I can get free coffee every 2 hours. But it's not worth it if we don't go to Panera, so I figured, all right, we'll go. I gotta record this vlog anyway, so might as well go to Panera, record the vlog outside at Panera, and then come home and then get to work. So like I said, this vlog is gonna be about how my month has been being a software engineer. Just a quick recap though, I am coming from a product support specialist position. So basically I take phone calls and emails and help people out in the lighting industry. I then a month ago took a job at a company that gave me a software engineering position. It's my first one, so it's been a lot of fun. It's just a bit different, a lot of change. All right, so we're at Panera, just strip mall. Please excuse the mess that is my car. You gotta mask up because Austin is actually in stage 5. Texas has been real bad about doing anything that would make the pandemic, go away. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off real quick while I get my coffee and such. So it's been a solid 1 month of being a full-time software engineer. It's fully remote. I work from home. The home base of the company is in Austin. So what do I do exactly? This one was a little bit of a shocker for me, just because I didn't know what to expect. I should have some things in the job interview I probably should have done a little bit differently, like actually ask what my day-to-day would look like, what teams I would be working on, stuff like that. I just didn't know to ask, but I do know next time. So anyway, what do I do exactly? Well, my title is the marketing software engineer. So currently that means that I'm in a lot of Webflow stuff. So if you don't know what Webflow is, highly recommend checking out that website, webflow.com. So it's just super neat, super quick, super easy to get things going. So it's a no-code website builder. If you wanted to, you could add JavaScript to each page load. So, and it comes with jQuery, so it makes it super easy, super quick to actually customize if you're not quite getting exactly what you needed. I said I've learned for next time is because this wasn't exactly what I was expecting. So when I just read software engineer and the requirements of like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, knowing React, stuff like that, I was actually expecting a little bit more, code. So I was expecting to have to learn a little bit, have to know a lot more code than I do, or have to develop a lot more than I do. Not saying that this hasn't been fun. I was just expecting a bit more coding, a lot less Webflow. But I got kind of over that as this first big project of mine really really got going. So like I had to do some stuff that just isn't really supported in Webflow. Like scrolling and activating the highlighted letter. I pushed Webflow to a lot of limits that I just didn't know existed. I mean, I hadn't touched Webflow until I got there. So like hitting these limits really like, and me wanting to do a really good job actually didn't push me to say, hey, this isn't working. It just said, I just found ways to make it work. Which I think is why I was slightly hired for this, was that I could just make stuff work. They have never had a actual software engineer or software position dedicated to just the marketing team, which they needed. Like they have a lot of changes that need made, and instead of having to hire a contractor, they decided to go this route. So like there's nothing really like bad about that. It's just something that wasn't necessary. Like they needed a dedicated person. I could fill that void. I think this was actually a really good stepping stone for me. And also like my manager is really, really cool. Even though this wasn't exactly what I was expecting, he's actually working really hard with me on trying to make sure I get to where I want to be, which like within the second week of the company, he was literally asking me, okay, what are your 5 years goals? And I'm like, whoa, it's only been like 2 weeks. What? I don't even know like how to plan for 5-year goals. Like my short-term goal was literally get a software engineering position. And here we are at the company doing software engineer. Maybe I'm just working in Webflow, but hey, that's better than nothing. Let's get the steps going to get there. So like basically what I said during that time was, I want to do more coding. I want to do more development. I actually want to work on React and work on the app and stuff like that. And he was super cool about it and said, all right, well, we'll work on getting you there. Like that is a good 5-year goal. I hope I'm not doing this for 5 years, but like Webflow stuff, but you know, I could become a master of Webflow and no code tools. Like that's actually super useful and has given me a lot to think about whenever I make my next app website. I've been actually really tempted to put iHog into Webflow and redesign its website in there instead of doing it hard-coded. I mean, I think that would actually work really well for something like that. I don't know if and it would be about the same that it is at Squarespace, so why not? So my manager though is super awesome, trying to get me there, which has been nice, which has been cool. Like getting those opportunities to just flourish have been super awesome. All right, I want to go somewhere else and do this next part somewhere else. I don't know where to go. Okay, so I accidentally started driving away with my coffee cup on the fender. Thank goodness for fenders that are square, because that could have been bad. Anyway, let's go find a place to chit chat. So like, what's my schedule like? Well, my schedule's actually pretty loose as long as I'm available for meetings like 8:30 to 5. It doesn't actually matter like what my schedule is. And it's basically like as long as I get my job done, then that's really all that matters. Which is really quite nice. It's quite a change of pace, which is pretty cool. Just because like previously I had like all these other projects that were going on, but I couldn't do anything about them if like a customer called or something like that. So like I was pretty stuck to that like 8 to 5. Even when we were working from home, it's still 8 to 5, and then get all your projects done. So because I was working at home, I felt like I needed to continue working on these projects outside of work time, even though like I spent my work doing the product support calls. It just didn't. 8:30 to 5, I basically try to work just between those hours. I've started shifting a little bit to working actually from like 8 to 4:30 because that's around the time the wife gets home. So then like basically we go get coffee and then we come back and I may have like 20 more minutes or so that I actually want to work. Usually it's way less. So I try to crank out as much as I can from 8:30 to 4. 8:30 or sorry, from 8 to 4:30, get it all done, and then basically have the rest of the evening. But I'm still on like Slack and stuff like that. But like I said, also though, I have to be available from 8:30 to 4 for meetings. Maybe a little bit later, maybe a little bit earlier, like just depends on how it's going. Usually we try to keep meetings actually from like 10 to 4. That way, if you're on the East Coast, your last meeting should end by 5:30. If you're on the West Coast, your first meeting starts at 8 a.m. your time. So we're trying to be really remote centered so that anyone could work with us anywhere in the nation, which is pretty neat. But on the topic of like meetings, there are so many meetings. Like, why are there so many meetings? Okay, side note though, I have to pause real quick because this is like slightly really weird. Like, what is this? What is this thing? I have no idea, but this is what I chose to record next to, so I'm a little bit distracted trying to figure out what exactly it is. So Monday, I say I have so many meetings, maybe it was just the first like couple weeks. They've kind of calmed down, but we have meetings, or I have like my standard stand-up meetings every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for about 15 to 20 minutes, that's it. And then after that, we go, Mondays I have my one-on-ones. Every other Monday I have another one-on-one with someone else. Once a month I have another one-on-one with someone else. Project meetings are always fun. We also do team growth, team development meetings, which are pretty cool. So we're gonna hop on a call later and I guess discuss our anagrams, which is pretty nifty. I'm a number 1, by the way. Not quite surprised after I read it. Like, just reading the tagline, at least on this one that I took, that said like perfectionist. I was like, no. I'm like, let's get it done. But then like you read everything else that goes along with it, and I'm like, oh, yep, that is me, 100%. But yeah, so like there are a lot of meetings that pop up, but I think that's actually just the case of like remote working. So like, because no one's in an office, you can't just like peep into the cube and be like, hey, do you have this project? Can we chit chat for 10 minutes? You have to actually like schedule time, get everyone involved. We can't just go and grab who we need to from down the office, so I guess like all the meetings make sense, but still, I feel like it's quite a bit. All right, so the last thing I wanted to address is, do I actually like what I'm doing? Do I actually like my job? That kind of stuff. And the answer is yes, even though it wasn't exactly what I was expecting before, like going into it. Like, I was expecting more coding, like I said. It's a good opportunity for me. I can't expect a lot. I don't have the background. I don't have a lot of work experience, so to say. I have experience like with my own apps. I have everything that you've watched me put out so far, like, is what I know. So I think this is actually a good like introduction to my world of like software development, which is pretty nice. It's been a really good opportunity for me to actually like learn this stuff, purely because, like I said, I haven't had too much experience. Previously at my old job, I was working on a React app, on a web app, in my free time when not answering customers, which is fine, but it got really annoying, like answering customers and then having to context switch. This position is actually giving me more real life experience with Jira, with working on a team, the agile process, a bunch of good software development skills that a lot of jobs ask for. So like, I really think this is a good stepping stone. So the company I think is strong. I think it's gonna go well. I could actually see myself working there for a couple years and like grow into more of a more senior role. So technically, like, I'm in the middle role. So there's always room for growth, and that's exactly what'll happen. Anyway, that is enough of me rambling. That's my month check-in of working as a software engineer. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions at all about like my journey, what I've done, all that stuff, drop a comment below and I will make sure to answer it. Or, you know, you can join the Discord community, link in the description below. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, bell, all that good stuff. Click on one of the videos that the YouTube algorithm has determined you would like most of mine, because, you know, that would really help me out. And I will catch y'all next time. Bye.